Hey there, and welcome to the ADK Rock and Metal channel. And today we are doing album reviews. And today I'm reviewing the album by a band called Deserts of Mars. It's the album is called Dead Planet Exodus, and it comes out on the 18th of October 2024. They are listed as a stoner rock grunge, or at least that's where I've put it. I haven't read the press release. I've got the press release in front of me. I'm going to read that afterwards. But I've done the review with the idea that I never like reading press releases beforehand. I just like to know which category it falls into, so it's either me, Andy, or Kirk that review the album. So it came to me. So what did I find about this particular album? It's a 10-track LP. It kind of felt like alternative metal meets stoner rock meets grunge. It's like if Jane's Addiction did grunge, is kind of the best way I could think about it. It's a really raw production on this album. But with loads of depth, loads of weight to it. I mean, when you're listening to something that's kind of this fuzzy stoner groove, something like Corrosion of Conformity, which is a band I absolutely love, but your production is much rawer, it can automatically put you off. Now, I initially listened to this in the van when I was driving, and I couldn't get into it initially because the van speakers were just not doing it any justice. So I listened to it a few more times in the office on some different headphones, and that gave me a chance to listen to it in some different environments, which helped massively to find where you want to listen to this. And for me, this album has a lot of depth, lots of weight, plus plenty of fuzz, vocals. The vocals feel real emotional, so he's putting a lot of emotion in it, but not overly rehearsed. So it's almost like he's got the lyrics, he's written them out, and he's gone in there to record the album and gone, let's wing it a little bit, and he's just let it go. So sometimes the vocals can feel a little bit off, not quite as polished as they might have needed to be, but the emotion carries it through. Favourite song on here is definitely Shiluminati. Really doomy, very evil sounding, a bit quite somber. I really liked that track. There are some up-tempo tracks on the album, so it's not all sludgy stoner doom. But what you get is this kind of raw Sabbath-influenced rock album, and it's very unapologetic about what it is. It's not going to sit there and say, I'm sorry if you don't like this. This is what we are. This is what we're trying to do. If you like fuzzy stoner doom, this is probably going to be right for you. So it kind of reminded me of obviously Sabbath, Corrosion of Conformity, Crowbar, Down, those sort of bands. I want to have a read what the press release says about it. As I said, I don't normally talk about tracks individually because I think I don't know how much value that adds. I'd rather talk about the general vibe of the album, but let's talk about what they said in the press release. Let's see did they talk honestly? Let's see. So, describing their musical style as Mars metal, Desert of Mars produced a dynamic sonic mixture of stoner rock, grunge, metal, doom, industrial shrouded in a heartfelt sci-fi storytelling aesthetic. Okay, I'd like to see some videos from these guys to get an idea of what they deliver that way. So the band's comments on this are, we are excited to finally release our full-length album into the universe. Dead Planet Exodus is a concept album, years in the making. It combines the classic Mars metal sound with an all-new tale of sci-fi terror, action, and hope, befitting the past few years of struggle and perseverance. From the Mars base into the airwaves, we want you to join us on this journey to the unknown and beyond. Okay. Now, do this band dress up in some sort of concept? That's what I'm going to firstly ask there. So if you're going to go down this route of being your Deserts of Mars and your Mars metal, and you're doing storytelling and from our Mars base to the air base, journey into the unknown and beyond, you're kind of having to then, you can't just turn up in jeans and t-shirt on a stage, because if you do that, you're kind of ruining the whole aesthetic. So Dead Planet Exodus marks the return of Desert of Mars collaboration with Jeff Hansen at Red Nova Ranch with the blazing full-length album. Built off the energy and the songwriting sensibilities of their previous EP, Return from the Void, the band makes a foray into the concept album territory in a tale full of monsters, mourning, action, hope. Maybe they do something with like video screens behind their performances, stuff like that. It can work quite well. I do like it when bands do that. Where are they from? They're from Austin, Texas, formed in 2006, so they've had plenty of time to get their concepts done. Three-piece band, plus some guest artists as well on the album. Yeah, I'd be intrigued to know what they actually do from a stage performance. If they Because that's the thing, is are they putting on a gig or are they putting on a show? That's important to me. Right, let's score it. So we score it out of 4 categories. We either have you are a headliner, you are a main support, you are an opening act, or you are back to the rehearsal studio. This is a tricky one for me. This is a tricky one because it's not an easily accessible album. So for me, if I'd judged it on the first impression, it would have been a back to the rehearsal studio, literally, because I just couldn't get into it in any shape or form. There wasn't anything to get onto. However, it's grown on me over time, and I think you have to give this album more of a listen and appreciate the elements of what they're trying to do. And if you do that, I'm actually going to give it a main support rating. Because it is there. There is good quality in there. There's some really interesting tracks, but you can't do it on a first listen. I just think first listen is just not going to be easily acceptable. But if you give it a chance, I think it will grab you, especially if you're into doom, fuzz, stoner rock. You will get into this, but it's just not on first listen. That's something that's going to kind of go, oh, this is a hooky or a catch to it. It's just not there. But I'm going to give it a main support, which would have been the equivalent of a 7 out of 10 in the old scoring system. Now, if you enjoyed the video today, please do like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the video sometime very soon. Take care.